Today's yoga theme is getting back in the arena. So 2 weeks ago, we had the theme of planting the seed. So we're thinking about the new season coming of spring, and we're planting the seed is setting a new intention and the idea of creating a habit that we've been maybe thinking that we've wanted to do lately, and then now is the time. And then last week was celebrating our success so far and embodying the characteristics of a hummingbird. Birds in general, but specifically the hummingbird. The hummingbirds are light and joyful, and they're the only birds that can fly backwards, and these special wings that can work in all different directions, and they're fearless, and they're known as champions of the sky. And so we embrace that. And then this week is all about empowerment, because we're going to have moments where setting this new habit is super easy. But then there's also moments, let's be realistic, where we're like, oh, I did that bad habit again. And you're trying to create this new positive habit. So let's choose to get back in the arena, because we can be a spectator or we can get in there and be a warrior, whether we win or not. And so let's choose to just get in there, see what happens, begin again. And I have this lovely picture of this person like lying down, and it says, what can you do? So if you've gotten down, what can you do? Well, you can get back up, right? You can choose to get back in and be that warrior, whether you win or not. And if you don't win, hey, we're going to learn from our failures and we'll get stronger so for the future anyway. So it's all good, right? So let's do just a quick little 10-minute series and to get you empowered and moving and feeling nice and strong. Oh, before we begin, so some of you know that I had a surgery. It will be 8 weeks this Thursday. I had a mole that was removed. I went in for a regular dermatology appointment, and they said, check over. And I said, no, there's just one over here. It's a little red. And they said, yes, let's remove that. That was a Tuesday. A Friday, a few days later, I get a phone call. Yeah, it's cancerous. You need to have surgery. So they went in, they did the surgery. They had originally gotten it all out on that Tuesday, but we didn't know that until afterwards. So great news, except for things don't always go the way we want, right? So it's 8 weeks later. This is the reason I'm wearing shorts today, to show you, almost 8 weeks later, that I'm still healing. It keeps scabbing and then bleeding or oozing. Sorry, it's a gross word, I know, but it keeps oozing. And so what do I have to do? I choose to begin again. I choose to live on purpose and get back in the arena and do what I can. So today on the mat, you'll really be seeing me straightening this right leg, because when I bend it a lot, that's not good for it. So trying to get it to heal. So do what you can today. And as we begin here in our child's pose, you'll notice that I can't go all the way back yet. It's too intense. And maybe you're the same way. So grab a block, grab a blanket if you can't bring your hips all the way to your heels. Do the best you can. So for me just now, I'm going to go ahead and tuck those toes. You can go fully down and spread the fingers. Ground your hips back. Come into your breath. Feeling all these body parts touching the earth, touching our mat. Feeling grounded and stable and steady. This is the time before we go in the arena, right before that, we visualize what do we want to see happen. Talking positively to ourselves, believing in ourselves, and being proud just for even knowing we're going to go in. Take a full breath in, feel the back almost inflate upwards towards the sky. On your breath out, a sense of ease, but yet still pulling and able the spine and getting that abdominal engagement. Take one more full round of breaths. Big inhale in. Exhale, settling down and back. Pulling navel to spine, pulling the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. At the end of your exhale, let's slowly bring ourselves forward on all fours, relaxing the back feet so the back feet still press into the mat. And then what we'll do here is do kind of a combination of a cat-cow with a tricep. So gazing up, bending the arms and bringing ourselves forward. Inhale. Exhale, find some roundness and draw back towards that child's pose. Inhale, forward, arching. And cat, chin to chest, round, pull it back. 2 more times. Breath in. Exhale. Just a beautiful, easy flow. Take it forward into our downward dog. So shoulders over the palms, tuck the toes, front plank, up and back, downward facing dog. Pedaling out a few rounds. And then staying still. Take a breath in, lifting the right leg up, breath. Gaze forward, bend the right leg, bring it all the way through to the top of the mat between the hands. Go ahead and pivot your back foot, land it, come on up. Find yourself in a warrior 2. And then hands to the hips, and we'll turn both heels in as the toes are out into our goddess pose, tucking up the pelvis and zipping up. And then taking your arms to 90 degrees, like you're just holding on to these trays. So every time we come back into this goddess pose position, thinking of it as getting into the arena. Just kind of, yeah, I'm here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm here and I'm willing to be here. And then get some movement side to side. And you can either choose to follow your hands as we spin and turn our upper spine, or you can gaze forward at something that's not moving. So decide one or the other. And then can you get to the point that it just happens? It's like when you're driving home and you've been doing that route, the same route all the time, and all of a sudden you get home and you're like, how did that happen? It's a little scary, but also awesome, right? So can you do that with your arms? Can you get a little faster and maybe sink the hips down a little lower? Just let it go. And then now with control, we start slowing it down until we get to the center and we just be still for a moment. It's like we just finished in that arena. Yeah, take it in. Turn back forward to the top of your mat. So lengthen those arms out. Pivot the front foot, pivot your back heel. Step it forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back into your plank. Here we are in our plank with our shoulders over our palms, feeling strong, holding the belly in, lifting the upper spine, that space, or the upper back, the space between the scapula, lift it. And here you are fighting, being the warrior that you are, but you just got knocked down. So come on down onto the forearms. And now you choose. What can I do? What will I do? I'm gonna get back in the arena. Up, up. Fighting, fighting. You got knocked down. What are you gonna do? Get back up. Here we go. It happened again. Come on down. You can always do this on your knees. Come back up. Well done. Spin around, because we're gonna have a seat, so knees can come down and take it around. Flipping, bringing the legs forward. Sitting up nice and tall, hands behind your thighs. Take a breath in. Ground your heels lined up with your sits bones. Exhale, let's take it down. Little C-curve spine. Bringing those arms up. Now it's like we're this boxer. We're in a little match here. So soften the rib cage, push the belly button back. You can already feel those abdominals, yes? So inhale, exhale, go cross. And look at the elbow or the shoulder over the right. Inhale, exhale. Gaze over the shoulder and twist the upper spine. One more on each side. Over, breathe. Good. Come back to center. Lengthen. Pivot. Send your legs back around. Find yourself in your plank and then your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Gaze forward. Exhale, sweep it all the way forward. Pivot the back foot. Come up into that warrior 2. And just to make it easier for you to see me, We'll put the hands to the hips. I'll turn back. We'll pivot over this side. And then bringing both heels in back to that goddess. Sit down. Figure four, sorry. At like I'm making the letter L, 90 degrees. We're back in the arena. Let's go. Either staring ahead at one thing that doesn't move or follow the hands. Can you sink the hips a little lower, keeping the pelvic tilted? Using your abdominals a little faster. Slow it down. Till you get to the place of center. Can you settle and be? It's over. You got in that arena. You fought your fight best you could. Well done. And just be. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. Inhale. Hands to the hips. Send it forward. Exhale. Just take a moment here. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into your plank. Keeping that belly pulled in. And you just got knocked down. Maybe you're on your knees, but you can still come back up onto the hands. And then again, down. And up. Uh-oh, one more time, you got knocked down, so sad. But what can you do? You can get back up again. Good. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Come on down to the knees. Bringing your legs around, wrap it around, have a seat. Sitting tall, inhale. Exhale, lean back, go back. Arms come out. Bring your arms in. Back into our boxing ring. Inhale, exhale. This time, if you'd like, you can take your heels off the mat if you'd like a more of a challenge. Twist as much as you can. Keep the legs very still. You can even put a block between your thighs to help engage the inner thighs. Let's do one more on each side. Come back center. Land the heels. Sit tall. Well done. Pivot. Legs back around behind you. Slowly now all the way down onto the belly, tops of the feet. Forearms down, gaze down, inhale. And just stay for the exhale. And lift up on your next breath. Stretching your abdominals. Exhale, slowly releasing. Hands by your sides, press yourself up, inhale. Take it all the way back, child's pose, exhale. See if those hips can touch the heels. Shifting back forward and come around to a seat. Sit nice and tall, comfortably. Let the eyes close if you feel comfortable with that, or just gaze down at something at the floor. Come back into your breath here. Can you feel the earlobes over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips? Notice your breath and how you feel. Do you feel strong and empowered? Do you feel you can begin again as you get back into that arena? Bring your hands to heart center and up to the third eye. Maybe be present, mindful, joyful, and be in a state that we believe in ourselves to get back into that arena. May our words improve upon silence. And may we take on this positive habit. Take it on and begin again and again and again until it just becomes natural. Namaste.